Everyone, welcome to Everything Football and welcome to Match Week 3 Prediction Show. It hasn't been a good start for me at all. I lost the first two games, just like Arsenal, 2-0. The guests, the experts are leading 2-0. FPL Focus would know them. Josh and Ben have been up against them for the first 2 weeks. They both beat me in the first two game weeks. Josh beating me 7-5 in game week 1, and in game week 2, Ben beat me 11-7. He actually got 3 correct scores spot on. Correct score spot on. So wow. I'm hoping this time around I can get the first point on the board for Glen versus the guests. Hopefully, FPL Focus will not win it this week. How are you, mate? How have you been?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Not a fantastic start to the season, so you might be all right for a win today. So you might claw it back. But obviously, I'll try my best and see how we go.
Awesome. So, as usual, the rules, you get 3 points for a correct score. So if you predict 1-1 and the game ends 1-1, that's 3 points. You get 1 point for a correct result. So if you predict 3-1, 2-1, but the game ends in a 1-0 or a 4-3 win to the team you expected to win, you get 1 point. And then at the end, we have 2 bonus questions. You get 1 point each if you get the bonus questions correct. So let's get it started. The first game of the season, of the week, is going to be Manchester City against Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, just like me, no wins so far this season. Graham, what's the prediction for this one?
Oh, Matt, I cannot see. Arsenal are everywhere at the minute. Arsenal's pre-season didn't go to plan because of COVID. They've been slow starts. They've had big players out. Even though them big players are starting to come back, it's still, you need to gel still with these other new boys like Lokonga, Tavares when he does come in. So Man City, they're pretty much all together as a unit. They turned up last game. It's got to be a City win. As much as I hate to say it, has to be. Oh, it's painful because I've got a choice between Ayling of Leeds or Kieran Tierney. And obviously Tierney attacks well, but he'll probably concede too many. So I might stick with Ayling, but I'll go Man City. I'm going to go Man City 3-1. Arsenal to be a bit more better than what they have, fingers crossed. 3-1 City.
Yeah, we've been all over the place for sure. And City, I've seen 3-1 City a lot of times against Arsenal. I think literally the last 20 games they've scored like 3-10 of those games. So it's usually a familiar scoreline. I think this is why I could probably lose this week as well, because I'm going to go for a draw. I'm just going to hope and go for a draw. Man City 2, Arsenal 2.
Sitting on the fence, Glen.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence. Probably you'll get the point for this one and I'll not. Hopefully not. The second game, Norwich against Leicester City. Tough start for Norwich. Liverpool and City losing both games and now they have to face Leicester. Are you expecting Leicester to get another win this time around just like they did on the opening day?
I am. I know Norwich won't make it easy for them. I mean, they got promoted well. They're looking okay, but they've had a tough start with Liverpool. I still see a Leicester win here. I think they'll have Iniacho come in now, won't they? Well, so we think. So it's interesting. They've got Daka, Vardy, obviously Maddison, Pereira's back at right back. I see nothing but a Leicester win here. I'm going to go 3-1 again to Leicester. I think Norwich can still nick something.
3-1 to Leicester. I'm going to go for more goals. So Leicester City 4, Norwich 2. I think Vardy obviously will start, so I can see him getting a couple of goals. Maybe Pukki to open his account for the season. So 4-2 to Leicester. The next game at the same time will be West Ham against Crystal Palace. For the fantasy football fans, you'll know West Ham have been on top form. Ben Rama, Antonio, Fornals, all of those players, Cresswell, Kufal, all chipping in with goals and assists. More of the same from West Ham. Graham, do you think they'll still be top of the table by the end of the week?
At home, then bubbles will be flying high. Same to match the position of West Ham in the table. Antonio's on fire. I think we'll see a lot more cardboard cutouts flying around as well. It's got to be West Ham. Unfortunately for Patrick Vieira, is an old Arsenal legend, but nothing but a West Ham win there. Palace probably a little bit more solid after last game. They got a clean sheet, but West Ham are just that one step better. Moyes got them purring. I'm going to go West Ham 4, Palace 0.
Oof, that's a heavy scoreline. That would mean West Ham have scored 4 goals in the first 3 games back to back. I do not know how many times that has happened for any team, leave alone West Ham. So that would be a fantastic start for them. I'm going to reduce the scoreline. I think Crystal Palace will get the first goal of the season, maybe from a set piece or something. So West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 1. The next game on Saturday at the same time as well, we have Brighton against Everton. Surprisingly, Brighton as well, 6 points. Almost top of the table as well. I think they're currently 3rd or something. Everton, a win and a draw for them so far. Which one do you expect to get the edge in this one?
Brighton have done surprisingly well, just like you said. I mean, with the injuries, I thought, they're going to find it a bit tricky. But they're at home again. They seem to find a way. Potter seems to work his magic, forgive the pun. But Everton also this year under Benitez looking good. Calvert-Lewin, it looks like a very simple tactic, but it works. And if I was a manager, I'd use it too. Cross that ball into the box. Calvert-Lewin headers it in every time. Big Dunk taught him that, and he's a great header of the ball. I see Everton still winning this. I'm going to go for Everton 2-1 winners.
2-1 winners, Everton. Just in case you didn't catch that one, Graham was talking about Harry Potter and his magic. That's why he's in this show, for such great puns. So I'm going to go for probably a draw. I'm going to go for Brighton 1, Everton 1. I'm going to go for a draw here. Brighton 1, Everton 1. The next game on Saturday, I'm going to start with the prediction for this one. It's going to be Aston Villa and Brentford. Ings looking really good. Brentford not yet lost a game, not yet conceded a goal, but this time around I think they'll concede a couple. So I'm going to go for another Aston Villa win at home. So Villa 2, Brentford 1. How about you?
I think the same. I think Aston Villa will win. Brentford started well. They've done well, but I think it's going to start being downhill from them here. They're still quite solid. They've got a game plan. They showed that against Arsenal, but Villa at home, they're going to be too strong. Let's think. Let's go for 2-0 to Villa, just to be that bit different from your 2-1. 2-0 Villa.
Okay, so no goals for Brentford. 2-0 to Villa. Okay, the next game on Saturday is going to be Newcastle against Southampton. Newcastle lost both of the games in the relegation zone as it stands. Southampton, a lot of people were tipping them to get relegated this season because they didn't have Bertrand, Vestergaard, Ings as well, but I don't think they'll get relegated. I predicted them to finish 13th. So I think in this game, I think they'll get a draw. So I'm going to go for Newcastle 1, Southampton 1.
Okay, interesting one. I'm going to go for Newcastle to win at home. I know Southampton will make it tough. It's going to be quite a tight game, but I think Newcastle will prevail, especially with Mr. Willock in that midfield. I think he's got a point to prove, and he needs to find them goals again like he did the back end of last season. You got St. Maxim in there, absolute fire. Southampton will be on a high from their, 8-0 win, was it, in the Carabao Cup?
Yeah, against Newport.
I must say that Newport goalkeeper, he does not like his near post, does he? He really doesn't. No, I don't like slating people, but he needs to work on the near post. I'm going to go Newcastle 3-1.
3-1 win for Newcastle. I know a couple of people would be happy with that prediction on Twitter. The next game on Saturday, the big one, Graham, we have Liverpool against Chelsea. How do you feel ahead of this one?
Oh, I tell you what, the interesting point for me in this game is obviously Lukaku's his second game in after scoring. And Van Dijk, to me, doesn't look 100%. It doesn't look the Van Dijk, which is understandable. You get a big injury like that. and it can play with your mentality as well as your physicality. I think Lukaku's going to be well up for it. Even if Lukaku doesn't score, he'll be holding the ball up to play other people in, which is what he does. We see that. Chelsea have got Ziyech back as well, who's a brilliant crosser of the ball. He had a great pre-season. I'm going to go for Chelsea. Are going to come to Anfield and win this. I'm going for Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1.
Wow.
3-1 Chelsea.
I'm sorry. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. I cannot see anything other than, you know what? No, I'm going to change my mind. I think Liverpool can nick it at the end. So I'm going to change that completely. He's gone for a Chelsea win. I'm going for a Liverpool win. So Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. The next one on Sunday this time round, kick us off. Graham, Burnley against Leeds. What are you expecting in this one?
Oh, I'm expecting fire. Bielsa on his bucket and Sean Dyche shouting. That would be something to see, wouldn't it? Leeds always attack. We know that. It makes them vulnerable at times. Will Burnley have enough? I think Leeds probably do struggle if you're talking about set pieces and physicality. They probably struggle that way. So for me, Burnley probably could nick a goal, but Leeds are just going to go for it. They need to go for it. They've not had a good start. I'm going Leeds 3, Burnley 1.
Wow, okay. Last season, they actually scored, I think, 4 or 5 at Toughmore. So this time around, I'm actually going to go for a draw. Burnley were really dangerous in the first game in set pieces. I think they'll get a couple here. So Burnley 2, Leeds United 2. So Harry Potter is not the only Harry we are going to talk about today, and I cannot let Graham have the only pun for the day. So do you think Watford will be caned?
Tottenham, Kane is back. What drama was that? What was that all about? What a waste of energy and time and stress and thinking, can we have him in our FPL teams, you know? For me, he's just going to come back and do it, isn't he? And everyone's going to be like, oh, we ain't got him. We need him. For me, I see it's going to be a straight 3-0 win for Tottenham. Clean sheet.
I'm going to go for Tottenham to score 3 goals, though I'm going to go for Watford to get 1. I think Ismail Sarr and those kind of players, they can nick something. So 3-1 to Tottenham. The last game of the weekend before the international break is Wolves against Man United. Wolves should really have gotten something away from the Tottenham game. Missed a lot of chances. Traore. Graham talked about the Newport goalkeeper improving. I think Traore needs to improve on his finishing. Absolutely terrible in his one-on-one. He missed so many chances against Leicester. He missed a couple against Tottenham. So I think United, you know what, I'm going to go for United to drop more points here, unfortunately, for the United fans. So I'm going to go for Wolves 2, Manchester United 2. How about you?
Oh, I quite like that score, you know. And even though Man United, they got these good signs, Varane, you know, Sancho, I think Wolves are going to make it difficult for them. I'm going to go 1-1 then. I'm going to go for the draw, 1-1.
Okay, 1-1. So those are your Premier League predictions for game week 3. Now on to the last 2 questions, the bonus questions. This is where you can get yourself more points, Graham. This is where you can win it, basically. If we are tied 4-4 from the actual predictions, this is where you can get your final minute win, your last minute win. Which player will definitely score this week? Just one player who will definitely score.
Let me just have a look at them fixtures and think who is going to
Surprisingly, the first 2 game weeks, we've had Brentford, we've had Salah last week, he didn't score. We've had Fernandes last week, he didn't score. So it sounds easy to pick any single player you want, but it turns out very differently.
For me, you know, I'm going to just go Danny Ings against Brentford.
Danny Ings against Brentford. I'm going to play it safe this time round, and I'm going to go for Son for Tottenham against Watford. Last week I went for Bamford, disappointed me, so I'm going to go for Son against Watford. The last one is the total number of goals scored in the entire game week.
Oh, that's a good one.
Very hard one. Last week we actually went close. I think there were 28 and I predicted 26 and Ben predicted 23, so we are not that far off.
I think there's going to be some big scores this game. I'm going to go for 32.
32. That's a crack of a weekend. That's like 4 goals in the Liverpool game, another 4 goals in another Tottenham game or something. So that's really good. Thank you very much for coming on, man. Where can they follow you?
No problem at all. And you can follow me on Twitter at FPL Focus 1.
Awesome. His link to the YouTube channel will be in the description and also to his Twitter. So thank you for watching, guys. Let us know your predictions for the game week in the comment section. Enjoy the match week. Good luck to all your teams, and I'll catch up with you guys on